Harvey Weinstein controversy, what do you know about it? Well, we're going to talk about that today on Deceptions of the Ages. The first thing that you need to know about the Harvey Weinstein controversy is not about Harvey Weinstein himself, but we need to look a little bit further back in history to the formation of the State of Israel in the territory of Palestine back in 1947. So, in 1947, Israel became a state. Since that time, it has fought a number of wars, 3 major wars, along with endless small hostile actions and various bombing raids and so on and so forth, so that the state of Israel has been at perpetual war since its existence. Now, the reason for that is because it is surrounded by Arabs and Muslims who think that the Palestinians who once lived there have a right to that territory. Now, I'm not here to say whether that's right or wrong or whether that's true or not. All I'm here to say is that the state of Israel is under siege, and it will be, and it has been ever since its existence. So, what does that have to do with Harvey Weinstein? Well, in order for Israel to be able to exist, they need to have the United States or a similar superpower backing them. If the United States or the superpower backing them just decides to pull out, they will no longer have access to modern defense weapons systems, and in the case of the worst situation, a backup army to come in and defend their territory. Now, and if you don't know that, if you don't believe that, that has happened on a couple of occasions. It's going all the way back to 1973. Controversy is not about just Harvey Weinstein. This kind of behavior, which is not acceptable for you and I in modern society, or for most people, is completely going to be pushed under the carpet, and I'm going to tell you why. Is it about the Freemasons? Well, the Freemasons do have a connection because a lot of their, or many of their membership are of the Jewish faith and of Muslim faith, Christian faith. So that's not really the problem. The problem is that Israel, the state of Israel, cannot afford to let its guard down and to lose that sponsorship of a superpower. So what do? They do the thing that the CIA does, the KGB does. It's called a honey trap. And what they do is, and you probably heard of Lolita Island and Bill Clinton, and you heard about it, and these horrible allegations of child abuse, slavery, sex slavery that were talked about, and then suddenly they just went away. But they kept coming back up. There was a problem in Haiti where people were supposedly going down buying children for this Lolita Island. Lolita Island, if you will recall, was the project of the Israeli Mossad and certain operatives, or is trying to make sure that Israel maintains a sponsor. If they have to do it by hook or by crook, there are hundreds of thousands, millions, of Israeli lives at stake here. So put yourself in their position. Would you also want to guarantee the state of your family and your neighbors and your entire country and do pretty much whatever you could to do that? And considering the world today, I don't know if I would actually blame them. But the facts are the facts. So how is Harvey Weinstein connected to the Mossad? Well, what is going to happen, or what would happen if this was ever going to be actually investigated, is that this would go to the Mossad, and then people would start asking questions that would go all the way back to the attacks of September 11th. And just like we saw with these lawsuits against the Saudi Arabians, which will not ever go forth because they don't ever want that trail to end where it actually does. So what happens is that the Harvey Weinstein controversy will be swept under the carpet. They will focus back on the president, and they will find some other people to come forward and to slaughter in front of the public, so that the Harvey Weinstein connection to the Mossad and to Lolita Island and that honey trap operation, which probably involves our own CIA and FBI as well. It's just going to go away. And so don't expect too much out of it. And for all of those women who were victims or claim to be victims, what will ultimately happen is that people will say, duh, we've known since the 1940s about the director's couch. So go away. You acted like a whore and people treated you like a whore. So what did you expect? So I'm Matthew Heins, and this has been Deceptions of the Ages News. Thank you for stopping by. And we'll see you next time with news about Freemasons, Mormons, and extraterrestrials. Don't forget to subscribe.